So, as I start pulling out, there's a third police officer, and I think he's flipping around for some reason. He was just sitting there as I pulled out. I'll see if he's after me or if he's after somebody else. But for whatever reason, see, it's not okay to get emotional in public. It's not okay to speak in public. That's why I need a safe place to do this, a place where everybody's not going to be all paranoid over anything that I say. And it is sensitive stuff. So it's important for me to pay attention to those sensitive issues, and I have to pay attention to those sensitive issues everywhere I go, no matter what's going on. Currently, I'm on my way to Walmart, so I can sit down and set up MapQuest and try to use it to find my way to another place where I can download these videos before I go attempt to find out where this hospital is and try to get some help. Not that they will. Their protocols are just as fucked up as the police protocols, where you can't talk about being suicidal or feeling suicidal. They care more about locking you up for feeling suicidal than doing anything about the reason that you're suicidal. The reason that I'm suicidal is because I don't get to see my friends or family over slander that nobody wants to do anything about. They're too busy trying to treat me for wanting to die. They don't bother to find out why it is that I want to die. And that's the thing. These police officers, there's protocols that they follow, and their protocols don't help. They hide behind these protocols to protect other officers. Now, that's not to say that every officer out there is to try to cover the blue line of bullshit, but the fact is that the blue line of bullshit, their job, including internal affairs, is to find any excuse they can to absolve their own officers of their wrongdoing. You need a real good lawyer to take care of that. And that's why corruption is so rampant in the United States. That officer was trying to flip a Yui, but there was too much traffic, so he had to wait. I don't know if he saw me pulling over into Walmart, but we'll find out. I didn't hide anything about where I was going or what I was doing, so it's not like I'm hiding anything from him. It'd be pretty easy for him to locate me. Pretty easy for him to come talk to me here. What I'm gonna do, though, is I'm gonna go find another Starbucks, and I'm gonna do what I was doing before, which is going back and forth between inside of the Starbucks and out to my vehicle. Now, I can't judge these people for overhearing a few keywords that set off red flags, but that's the point of a safe environment. I need a safe environment where I can talk about these things without being punished for doing so. Somewhere where the rules are the same for me as they are for others. Now, I left that Starbucks on a couple of occasions today so that I wasn't breaking their rules as far as loitering goes. Starbucks usually let you have a few hours, but I try to leave and come back about every hour or so, I guess. Sometimes I just go out and sit in my vehicle. Sometimes I go somewhere else. Come back later. As far as my basic needs for food go, those are met. It's expensive to have to eat out. You can't eat out in a place that has internet with a food stamp card, so internet access isn't available with a food stamp card. This is all overwhelming for me. I mean, pretty much everywhere I go, it's officers wanting to stop and talk to me, make sure I'm okay, see if they can do anything to help. At this point, tell them what it is that helps me doesn't really help, because then they say, well, we don't have these services or we don't have those services. If I was a veteran, I would. But I'm ineligible for military service because of my disabilities. Meanwhile, they denied me for disability because, according to their rules or whatever, I'm not disabled. And that went on for years, until I was finally able to get somebody to, first of all, help me get a diagnosis, which is difficult to get, especially when you're homeless and all they care about is how they're going to get paid. Meanwhile, your government subsidized taxes go to a lot of hospitals for them to deny poor people, but not deny the rich. We pay a lot of money out, more than any other country, for insurance, not just insurance. We pay a lot of money out, more money out for the services that other countries have, that our services don't do those things. And then we have to pay privatized crap that also doesn't provide those things. And then we pay people like the police to do jobs that they're not actually doing. If you're a rich person in a house, yeah, they'll do their job. They're afraid of getting sued. If you're a poor person, you're low man on the totem. You don't have any rights, and they know it. They know that according to paper, you're supposed to have rights, but then they've got their jurisdictional crap and their willingness to twist that. It's important for me to record this stuff because it does happen. Now, those officers were not rude or inconsiderate. I mean, kind of, sort of at first, but, they didn't do anything bad to me. They didn't try to frame me up for things that I didn't do. They didn't try to take away my vehicle and my evidence. They didn't try to do anything of that nature. And I was telling them when I got my phone that I'd show them what was going on with Natalie Bollinger and that whole thing. But they were more interested in getting the hell out of there, so I guess that's worth mentioning. That's the thing. It's not that I have any intention of hurting people. It's that people are just fucking paranoid. And that also depends on how you look. When I was making that video the other day about there's certain things that you just can't say in public, and I'm stuck in public, all of my resources go to try to get a place that's out of public where I can work on this stuff, where I'm not overwhelmed, where I don't have to rush it, because when I rush it, I shut down. Now, my mom and my dad knew that I didn't kill Natalie. That's because my mom, according to her, talked to Detective Peterson, who said that he knew that I didn't kill Natalie. And Detective Peterson had told me he knew that I didn't kill Natalie. My mom told my dad that Detective Peterson said that I didn't kill Natalie. And that was only a few days after she disappeared, so why did they not release that in public, knowing that I would be assaulted, harassed, threatened, intimidated by the public and other officers? They wanted to send me into a panic attack so that they could paint me as a bad person, because I had spoken to them. I had let Detective Peterson and Detective Rogers know that officers had refused to do their jobs, that I had been trying to get some help with it, and officers had been refusing to do their jobs. I was seeing 3 different therapists for a reason. It's pretty fucking traumatic having to go through this, and that was before Natalie died. And then their protocols prevented me from being able to go and see my therapists. Meanwhile, they're telling me that I have to go see therapists. And all of my money is being eaten up and going from one court date to another in places where I am victimized by the police and the public. And they're turning a blind eye to that, telling me that I wanted it, chose it, and deserved it. Right. What a bunch of bullshit.